Hi, Mark Gilbert here. In this video, I want to offer you briefly some life and new thought lessons coming by way of an unusual source, Costco. Yes, Costco, the store. You know, I have a lot of conversations with my fellow new thought teachers and friends regarding the fact that a lot of people who understand new thought concepts don't frequently label them as quote-unquote new thought. Most of the stuff that I teach on this channel and write on my blog site Conscious Bridge really have an underpinnings of the philosophy of new thought, but I'm less attached to the fact that they have to be labeled new thought. In fact, when I talk with my friends, a lot of times one of the things I say is new thought ideas have permeated the modern culture. So many people think in a way that is basic new thought concepts. It's just they don't know that's what it is. And that doesn't really matter because it's more about having the general ideas being a part of our consciousness than is specifically, quote unquote, giving new thought credit for that idea being in your awareness. Perfect example of that comes by way of the Costco Connection magazine this month when I'm speaking here in December 2024. Their particular issue, they had one page devoted to getting feedback from their readers where they asked the question, what lessons did you learn this year? And here are some of the responses they got, and I want to comment on them in relation to how they relate to new thought ideas. But whether you label them as new thought or not, what's more important is to embody the recommendations that are being made in these various statements. The first one is always trust your intuition. You know, in New Thought, we talk about intuition a lot. Intuition is the fact that we have information coming into us from various sources. And a lot of times we look to the physical world to get that information. We take something in, we weigh the pros and cons, we look at the rational reasons for things. But New Thought also teaches that we not only live in this physical realm, but we live in a spiritual realm as well. And that there's wisdom that we can tap into from the non-material aspects of life. And the way in which we get that information is through our intuition. And what do we mean by our intuition? Those little moments when little signs, symbols, words, ideas pop into our awareness. They may not make rational sense, but they impress themselves upon our consciousness in a way that they say, this is some information you need to be paying attention to. So a great recommendation for us as we move into the new year is to always trust your intuition, knowing that message may be coming from a divine source. Second idea from the Costco magazine from one of the readers was to never give up. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. Well, this is a basic concept of new thought. In fact, is that we recognize that our thoughts are creative, and the very thing that we want to create in our life, we can create. A lot of it is tapping into the divine power that flows through the universe, but it all starts with an intention. The very nature that we want to create and manifest into our physical lives, the highest and best life for ourselves, be it abundance in all forms, be it financial or friends or just the joy of living. Anything that we set our mind to, we can accomplish it. That we must first start by knowing that we have a power within us that we can tap into and use. And so that power of the mind is a critical aspect of New Thought teaching. Next up is the recommendation that kindness matters. It doesn't take much to treat others well. Well, in New Thought, we teach that everything is one. And by that, it means every individual is an individualized expression of the one. That there is this divine flow that is connecting us all. And although it's easy to buy into the life and see that, we appear as separate individuals and we're in competition with one another, it is so easy to buy into that. But what New Thought teaches is that we're all one at our source. We're all united in the aspect of being a divine being and individual aspects of it. Once we recognize and realize that we're all one, then it looks like everyone in our life is an aspect of ourselves. Hence, we want success for everyone, and we want to treat others as we wish to be treated. Hence, kindness is an important aspect. And we look around at our life and the other expressions of the one and are called to serve and be a conduit for kindness in life. This person pointed out to Costco that the lesson they had learned was, I learned that time spent with the one you love is more valuable than things. So true. You know, a lot of times we look at what is really important in life. We spend so much time on our jobs, on accumulating wealth, getting possessions, but it's almost a cliche, but we know that relationships and the power of love to connect us with other aspects of the one are a really more important aspect of life than the collection and aggregation of material possessions. Hence, although enjoying material life is good and important, and we're all here to express ourselves and enjoy this life, along the way we learn a lesson that really what's more important is that interconnectedness, that the Spirit in you and the Spirit in me are connecting in some power of love, and that feeling and that essence of connection is the greatest calling in our lives. This person wrote, "Don't let yesterday take up too much of today." And how true is that? In New Thought, we often teach that the key moment is to live in the present moment, live in the ever-present now. And too much of our consciousness is dwelling in memories of the past or desires for the future. And anytime we're focused on the past and what could have been, or reflecting upon that, or we're imagining our future and what it's going to be like, not that there's anything wrong with those, but the more that we dwell and spend our time in the past or the future, keeps us out of of living immersed in the joy of this present moment. Every moment is truly a gift. And if we can turn our lives around and see that, which is what New Thought teaches, then we can truly enjoy every moment of us living in this material existence. Here's the next one. Give to others without expecting anything back. You know, New Thought teaches that giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. That we need to be able to not only give freely of ourselves, our time, our talent, our treasures, to others and to the world, to allow the energy and gifts of the world to flow through us into a gift that we give to others. So our life is always about giving. But there's always an aspect of life where life is giving to us. And we're always receiving. And so there's this energetic flow that's talked about in New Thought where things move through us. In fact, when we try to cling to possessions, we're stopping the energetic flow. So New Thought teaches that we really need to find a way to give to others, and in giving to others, knowing the universe is going to give back to us, but not to expect that in the giving of the gift, we expect that person to give anything back to us. So we need to give freely to others, giving from our heart and our love and from the sense of connection, and knowing that life is going to provide for us. And the final suggestion from Costco's magazine was to treat others the way you want to be treated and never take anything for granted. You know, this is just a rewording of the golden rule, do unto others as you wish to have them do unto you. But it is so key to the ideas behind New Thought of recognizing the unity or oneness of all of life, the gift of life itself, that love is more important than anything, the sense of drawing a greater connection to one another. And so even though we're moving through a material existence where we feel like we're separate and apart from one another, New Thought teaches us that we really are all one. And through that sense of interconnectedness, we want to be able to treat others just as we wish to be treated. In addition to the suggestions which I just shared with you, coming from the Costco magazine, there's also a little sidebar on healthy habits of how to create them in your life. And they have a New Thought flavor as well, but I'll let you seek that out as well. I hope this video has been beneficial for you. If so, be sure to share it with your friends, to comment on it, to put a like. That really does help the algorithms and us sharing and reaching more people with these videos. But above all, thank you for listening. Take care.